Sabrina Annlynn Carpenter, born May 11, 1999, is an American singer, songwriter, and actress. Personal life. Carpenter was previously in a relationship with actor Bradley Stephen Perry from 2014 to 2015. She briefly dated singer Shawn Mendes in 2023. Carpenter began a relationship with Irish actor Barry Keoghan in December 2023. They moved in together at a $4.4 million house in the Hollywood Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles in May 2024. In December 2024, it was reported that the couple's relationship had ended. Early life. Sabrina Annlynn Carpenter was born on May 11, 1999, in Quakertown, Pennsylvania, to David and Elizabeth Carpenter, and raised in East Greenville. She has 3 older sisters and was homeschooled. She is a niece of actress Nancy Cartwright. Around the age of 10, she began posting videos on YouTube of herself singing Christina Aguilera and Adele songs. Her father built a recording studio for her to fuel her passion for music. In 2009, she placed 3rd in a singing contest, the Next Miley Cyrus Project. Run by Miley Cyrus. Career. 2011 to 2014, breakthrough with Disney. Carpenter signing autographs at Marine Corps Air Station Cherry Point, Havelock, North Carolina in 2014. Carpenter's first acting role was in 2011 in a guest role on the NBC drama series Law & Order, Special Victims Unit. Around the same time, she performed as part of the Hunan Broadcasting System's Gold Mango Audience Festival program in China, singing Something's Got a Hold on Me. In the summer of 2012, Carpenter had a recurring role in the Fox sitcom The Goodwin Games. She appeared in Horns, 2013, and recorded Smile for the compilation album Disney Fairies, Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust. Inspired by the Disney Fairies film series, the song charted on Radio Disney. She had a recurring role as Princess Vivian in Sophia the First, for which she performed the song All You Need with Ariel Winter. In January 2013, Carpenter was cast in a Disney Channel series Girl Meets World, a spin-off of Boy Meets World, as Maya Hart. The show consisted of 72 episodes, and concluded on January 20, 2017. Carpenter recorded the show's theme song alongside her co-star Rowan Blanchard. From 2010 to 2013, Carpenter released various independent promotional singles before signing a 5-album deal with Disney label Hollywood Records in 2014. In March 2014, Carpenter released her debut single, Can't Blame a Girl for Trying, which was co-written by Meghan Trainor. The single received positive reviews and titled her debut EP of the same name that was released in April 2014. In July 2014, Carpenter contributed lead vocals to the Disney Channel Circle of Stars cover version of Do You Want to Build a Snowman? She recorded Stand Up for the Disney Channel movie, How to Build a Better Boy, which premiered in August 2014. She released her first Christmas single, Silver Nights, that same year. 2015 to 2017, Eyes Wide Open and Evolution. Carpenter performing live at the Jingle Ball at the Staples Center in Los Angeles in 2016. In January 2015, Carpenter released We'll Be the Stars, that served as the lead single for her debut studio album Eyes Wide Open, which was released on April 14, 2015, and peaked at number 43 on the Billboard 200. The album is primarily a teen pop album with elements of folk pop, according to Billboard. It sold over 12,000 copies in its first week. Upon release, the album received positive reviews and went on to win 2 Radio Disney Music Awards. The album was followed with a second single, Eyes Wide Open. In August, Carpenter performed at the D23 Expo. In December, Carpenter released her second Christmas single, Christmas the Whole Year Round. In February 2016, Carpenter released the standalone single titled Smoke and Fire. She performed the song at the 2016 Radio Disney Music Awards. In June 2016, Carpenter starred in the Disney Channel original movie Adventures in Babysitting, 2016, alongside Sophia Carson. For the film, the two performed the theme track, Wildside, together. Later that year, she appeared in a Pasadena Playhouse production of Peter Pan and Tinker Bell, A Pirate's Christmas. In August, Carpenter headlined the Bethlehem's Music Fest Festival. She began voicing Melissa Chase on Milo Murphy's Law. In October 2016, Carpenter released her second studio album, Evolution, which debuted on the Billboard 200 at number 28, selling 13,000 copies in its first week. The album produced 2 singles, including On Purpose and Thumbs, with the former being nominated for a Radio Disney Music Award, and the latter peaking at number 1 on Billboard's Bubbling Under Hot 100 chart, and was later certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIA. 2 promotional singles were released from the album, including All We Have Is Love and Run and Hide. Carpenter performed Thumbs on The Today Show and The Late Late Show with James Corden. She embarked on her first headlining concert tour, the Evolution Tour, in autumn of 2016. In March 2017, Carpenter performed the theme song for the Disney Channel show Andy Mac.in May. Carpenter featured on the single Hands with the Vamps and Mike Perry.in July. Carpenter released the single Why, which received positive reviews and peaked at number 21 on the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100. Becoming her second entry on the chart, IT was nominated for a Radio Disney Music Award. In the summer of that year, Carpenter embarked on her second headlining concert tour, the Detour. She opened for Ariana Grande on her Dangerous Woman tour in Sao Paulo. In December, Carpenter released a cover of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. That same year, she released covers of Sign of the Times and You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch with British singer Jasmine Thompson and violinist Lindsey Sterling respectively. 2018 to 2020, Singular and Films. Carpenter at the 2018 MTV Video Music Awards. In March 2018, Carpenter released the song Alien with English DJ Jonas Blue. The song reached number 1 on the U.S. Dance Club Songs chart and number 12 on the U.S. Dance/Electronic Songs chart. The duo performed it on Jimmy Kimmel Live. In May, Carpenter was included in Nylon Magazine's 25 Gen Zers Changing the World. In September, Carpenter appeared in The Hate U Give, 2018, based on the novel of the same name. On November 9, 2018, Carpenter released her third studio album, Singular, Act 1, which received positive reviews. Set to be released as one album, Carpenter announced that the album would be split into 2 acts with second act set for release in early 2019. The album garnered 2 singles, Almost Love and Sue Me, which both reached number 1 on the U.S. Dance Club Songs chart. 2 promotional singles preceded the album, Paris and Bad Time. Carpenter promoted the album on The Today Show, as well as Live with Kelly and Ryan. In March 2019, Carpenter embarked on her third headlining concert tour, the Singular Tour. That month, Carpenter featured on Alan Walker's single, On My Way, alongside Farruko. In June 2019, she starred in the drama film The Short History of the Long Road. The film had its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival and was released by Filmrise. It received positive reviews with Carpenter's role being praised. On July 19, 2019, Carpenter released her fourth studio album, Singular, Act 2. The album received positive reviews upon release and found Carpenter exploring more personal topics than her previous works, including themes of anxiety and self-reflection. 3 singles were released for the album, including Pushing 20, Exhale, and In My Bed. To promote the album, she performed on Good Morning America's summer concert series and released a promotional single titled I'm Fakin' ahead of the album's release. In September 2019, Carpenter appeared in the Netflix film Tall Girl. She was cast in an adaptation of The Distance from Me to You. In February 2020, Carpenter released an R&B single titled Honeymoon Fades, which was received positively by critics. A month later, she made her Broadway debut in Mean Girls. The show closed mid-month due to the COVID-19 pandemic, closing Broadway and never reopened. In May 2020, she performed Your Mother and Mine on the ABC broadcast television special The Disney Family Sing-Along Volume 2. She had a recurring role in royalties for which she performed Perfect Song for the soundtrack. In July 2020, Carpenter released the song, Let Me Move You, for the Netflix film Work It, in which she starred and executive produced. Her role received generally positive reviews. The film's soundtrack featured Zara Larsson's Wow, which led to Carpenter featuring on the remix of the song, released in September of that year. In October, Carpenter starred in the Disney Plus film Clouds. Based on the life of Zach Sobich, she contributed to the film's soundtrack. In December 2020, Carpenter was listed under Forbes 30 Under 30 list in the Hollywood and Entertainment category. 2021 to 2023, Emails I Can't Send. In January 2021, Carpenter announced that she had signed with Universal Music Group's Island Records. She released her first single under the label, Skin, on January 22, 2021. The song peaked at number 48 and 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and the Billboard Global 200, becoming her first entry on both charts. Carpenter performed the song on The Late Late Show with James Corden and at the 32nd Annual GLAAD Media Awards. In September, she appeared in the third volume of Prime Video's Savage X Fenty show. On September 9, 2021, Carpenter released Skinny Dipping, the lead single from her then forthcoming fifth studio album. She released Fast Times on February 18, 2022, as a follow-up single. That same month, she appeared in Tall Girl 2. In May 2022, Carpenter appeared in Amazon Studios' film Emergency, which had premiered at the 2022 Sundance Film Festival that January. Carpenter performing on the Emails I Can't Send tour in 2022. On July 15, 2022, Carpenter released her fifth studio album, Emails I Can't Send, which debuted and peaked at number 23 on the Billboard 200 with 18,000 album equivalent units sold. The album was further promoted with the singles, Vicious, Because I Liked a Boy, and Nonsense. The Emails I Can't Send tour began in September of that year. Nonsense, the album's fifth single, went viral on TikTok due to Carpenter performing newly improvised sexually suggestive outros for the song on tour. The song peaked at number 56 on the Hot 100, was certified platinum by the RIAA, and reached the top 10 on the US Pop Airplay chart. In March 2023, Carpenter released a deluxe edition of Emails I Can't Send. One of the bonus tracks, Feather, became the final single in August 2023, peaking at number 1 on the US Pop Songs chart and number 21 on the Billboard Hot 100. She performed the song at the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards pre-show and at Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. The song's music video, released in October 2023, drew polarized reactions due to its violent imagery and was filmed at the Blessed Virgin Mary Catholic Church in Brooklyn, New York. The pastor apologized for allowing the shoot, unaware of the content. Carpenter responded, stating advance permission was granted and noting, Jesus was a carpenter. Bishop Robert J. Brennan relieved the pastor of his duties and held a massive reparation to restore the church's sanctity. The investigation into the priest who granted permission uncovered evidence that led to the indictment of New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Carpenter opening for Taylor Swift on the Eras Tour in 2024. Carpenter was the opening act for the Eras Tour by Taylor Swift for a number of its Latin American, Australian, and Singaporean shows throughout 2023 and 2024. She released a cover of Swift's I Knew You Were Trouble as a Spotify special and said that opening for Swift was a childhood dream come true. Carpenter described her experience at the Eras Tour as unlike any crowd I've ever played to before. On November 17, 2023, Carpenter released a Christmas-themed EP, Fruitcake, featuring A Nonsense Christmas, which was released a year earlier. 2024 present, short and sweet. In March 2024, Carpenter featured on Norwegian singer-songwriter Girl in Red's single You Need Me Now? On April 11, Carpenter released the single Espresso and performed at the 23rd Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival the following day. Espresso topped the Billboard Global 200, peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and went on to win the MTV Video Music Award for Song of the Year. At the end of the year, Espresso became the second most streamed song of the year on Spotify at 1.6 billion. Carpenter followed with a second single, Please 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 on June 6, 2024. Which became her second global chart topper and her first US Hot 100 #1 single. With these songs, she became the first female artist to hold the number 1 and 2 positions on the UK singles chart for 3 weeks in a row. Carpenter at the UK leg of the Short and Sweet tour in 2025. Carpenter released her sixth studio album, Short and Sweet, on August 23, debuting at number 1 the Billboard 200 with 362,000 units sold in its first week. All tracks charted in the top 50 of the Hot 100. At the 67th Annual Grammy Awards, Carpenter earned 6 nominations, including Best New Artist. While the album was nominated for Best Pop Vocal Album and Album of the Year, IT won Best Pop Vocal Album, and Espresso won Best Pop Solo Performance. The third single, Taste, debuted at number 2 on the Hot 100, making Carpenter the first act since the Beatles to chart their first 3 top 5 hits within a single week. The first 3 singles stayed in the top 10 for 7 consecutive weeks, a record for any female artist. Carpenter also became the first artist in 71 years to spend 20 weeks atop the UK singles chart in a calendar year, with Taste as the longest-running UK #1 of 2024. A deluxe version, featuring 5 additional tracks including a duet of Please 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 with Dolly Parton, was released on February 14, 2025. In September 2024, Carpenter appeared on Christina Aguilera's live Spotify-exclusive special celebrating the 25th anniversary of Aguilera's self-titled debut album, duetting on What a Girl Wants, which was later nominated for a Webby Award. That month, she embarked on the Short and Sweet tour, her first arena tour. Carpenter produced and starred in a Netflix holiday special, A Nonsense Christmas with Sabrina Carpenter, released on December 6 and featuring duets with Chappell Roan, Tyla, and Shania Twain, among others. Artistry. Influences. Carpenter named R&B as a genre that often influences her work. She cited Christina Aguilera and Rihanna as her biggest musical influences. Carpenter stated that Aguilera's 2002 song Beautiful helped her showcase and develop her own voice, citing Aguilera's vocals as an inspiration. She has also named Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, and Etta James as early musical influences. She cited Beyoncé as her genre-bending influence and cited Taylor Swift and Lorde as her songwriting influences. She claimed that Swift's live performances and work ethic have inspired her. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Carpenter said Madonna, Britney Spears, Mariah Carey, and Aguilera were some of the artists who introduced her to pop music. In 2018, Carpenter stated that she admired Ariana Grande. Carpenter's music and image have often been compared to Grande's in the media. Musical styles. Early in her career, Carpenter was described as a teen pop singer. Later on in her career, Carpenter began to embrace pop music, with ID writer Barry Pierce noting that after the release of Emails I Can't Send, she can rightfully claim the title of fully fledged pop star. Variety writer Tanya Garcia noted that while Carpenter was considered a Disney princess for years, her transition from child actor to pop star has been slow, steady, and intentional. Carpenter felt that her transition from a Disney star was hard, with Pierce noting that she has since had more autonomy over her work. Carpenter noted in an interview with Vogue that her prior music put forth a facet of herself that she didn't feel was authentic at the time. Her stage presence has also been praised, with Vogue writer Chelsea Sarabian noting that, as an artist and performer, Carpenter wields the full range of human expression as if it were an instrument of its own. Carpenter's albums contain elements of folk pop, acoustic, country, electropop and house music. Her albums post-singular act have delved into styles such as dance pop, trap, hip-hop, and R&B. On her sound, Carpenter noted that her music has elements of everything. In an interview with Variety in 2024, Carpenter noted that she felt separated from her album's pre-Emails I Can't Send, noting that it was largely due to the shift in who I am as a person and as an artist, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. Alex Hopper of American Songwriter remarked storytelling as a motif of Carpenter's songs. Carpenter's voice has been described as a soprano. Songwriting. Carpenter has co-written most of her songs, with sole lyricist credits for 2 tracks on Emails I Can't Send. She has stated in interviews that she is the main songwriter on her songs. Her preferred songwriting process is to start writing by deciding the song's title and building on from there, documenting her life experiences confessionally. Producer Jack Antonoff, who collaborated with Carpenter on the production of her 6th album Short and Sweet, commended the way she weaved humor into her music and her songwriting voice. Antonoff mentioned that he worked solely on the music of Sharpest Tool, with Carpenter handling the lyrics. Of Emails I Can't Send, Carpenter said, I would hope that if someone had never listened to my music before, and they listened to this album, they would leave it feeling like they know me better as a person. Carpenter also worked on the compositions of some of her songs, including Espresso and Please Please Please. She also performs her own musical accompaniment, with musical knowledge of the piano, bass, ukulele, guitar, and drums. She played the guitar during her set on the Short and Sweet tour and played the piano and electric guitar during her Coachella set in 2024. Other ventures. Activism and philanthropy. Throughout her career, Carpenter has actively supported charitable organizations. In 2016, Carpenter became an ambassador for the Ryan Seacrest Foundation and visited children's hospitals across the country on their behalf. That same year, for the release of her singles Smoke and Fire, Carpenter released merchandise with proceeds going towards American Red Cross's 2 Steps 2 Minutes campaign, which brought awareness to fire safety. In 2017, Carpenter performed at the We Day California event. That same year, Carpenter partnered with Do Something's Love Letters Challenge, aimed to combat isolation for senior citizens. Throughout her career, Carpenter has been an avid supporter of the LGBTQ+ community, and in 2018, she participated in writing a love letter to the community for Billboard. She noted that when fans come to my shows with pride flags, screaming the lyrics at the top of their lungs, I hope they feel an overwhelming rush of love and safety. In April 2020, Carpenter appeared in a charity version of If the World Was Ending, which supported Doctors Without Borders during the COVID-19 pandemic. In June 2024, Carpenter announced she was partnering with the nonprofit Plus One on her Short and Sweet tour to create the Sabrina Carpenter Fund, dedicated to supporting the well-being of people and animals, focusing on mental health, animal welfare, and support for the LGBTQ+ community. Later that month, it was also announced that her espresso-flavored ice cream collaboration with Van Leeuwen Ice Cream would have 50% of its profits benefit the Ollie Forney Center, the largest non-profit organization in the United States dedicated to helping homeless LGBTQ+ youth. In the lead up to the 2024 United States presidential election, Carpenter became the artist partnering with Headcount that registered the highest number of voters in the year. Endorsements and products. Carpenter at a Converse photoshoot in 2019. In 2017, Carpenter endorsed Converse's Forever Check campaign alongside Rowan Blanchard, Alton Mason, and Cole Sprouse. In 2018, she became a brand ambassador for Aeropostale. She became a brand ambassador for Samsung USA in 2021 as part of the company's Team Galaxy partnership program. She performed at the Galaxy Creator Collective event hosted by Samsung in March 2022. Additionally, following her album's release in 2022, she performed a live stream concert at Samsung and Billboard's Summer of Galaxy annual event. In September 2022, Carpenter released her debut fragrance in partnership with Scent Beauty, titled Sweet Tooth. The fragrance was nominated as a finalist by the Fragrance Foundation Awards for Fragrance of the Year. In 2023, Carpenter announced her second fragrance, Caramel Dream. In July 2024, she announced her third fragrance, Cherry Baby. In April 2024, Carpenter endorsed and modeled 4 new pieces for a campaign for Schemes Fits Everybody and Stretch Lace collections. She noted that "I love the femininity of the whole creative and that I've always been a fan of the brand." That year in July, Carpenter appeared in an NBC advertisement for the 2024 Summer Olympics. In December 2024, Carpenter collaborated with Dunkin' Donuts to release an iced beverage, Sabrina's Brown Sugar Shaken Espresso, named in honor of her song Espresso. In April 2025, Fortnite collaborated with Sabrina Carpenter to feature her titular skin as the main theme of Fortnite Festival Season 8, along with several other branded in-game cosmetics including emotes and music tracks.